Hello, my name is Finn.
And I'm Carl with Cotter Team Press, and we're here with...
Brad Gunnarson from CopyCats Record Pressing.
Hi, Brad. Can you tell us a little bit about CopyCats?
Yeah, so CopyCats Record Pressing, CopyCats Media, we're a division of the ADS group in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are the North America's largest CD manufacturing plant, optical media, CD and DVD manufacturing. And we also last year opened up Minnesota's first modern day vinyl pressing plant. So we are actually pressing vinyl records here in Minnesota.
So what got you into this business?
Long story. So I've been working in the music industry in different areas for a number of years. Actually, all of us that work on the sales team at CopyCats have known each other for a very long time. So prior to me working at CopyCats, I've been there for about 8 years. I was a customer of theirs. So I was manufacturing CDs with a couple of the sales reps there, and we were, developing relationships and kind of rekindling old friendships. And, as things came together, was able to step into a sales role there, bringing in, clientele that I was already working with in a different capacity. And, once you kind of get your foot in the door in the music industry, you tend to stay. And this is just where I'm at now, and hopefully for a long time. I think I found where I really want to be. Been there for a long time, and we're continuing to grow. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of fun, and I wouldn't want to be doing anything else.
Awesome. Here, you want to hand it to me?
Sure.
Can you tell us about some of the artists that you've worked with recently?
Yeah, so recently, if you're familiar with Record Store Day, which is, become such a huge thing with the resurgence of vinyl, we were actually able to press and manufacture, I believe it was 5 titles for Record Store Day that were exclusives, first time ever pressed on vinyl, and available throughout the U.S. at various record stores. So that was really cool for us because for so long we've been, collecting records and buying records, and to go out into the world on such a big day like Record Store Day, we were very excited to be pressing exclusives that were going to come out for the first time on vinyl that day. We do a lot of things with the local community. That's what we started as. So it's really fun to work with artists on like their first album, very first time they're pressing a record. And then record labels and various relationships we've had for years. It's been really cool to take that relationship with those people further than just manufacturing CDs. We're doing, their records now. And, there's a lot of stuff we do that's really high level too, as far as like, big labels or high profile artists. Some of them we, can't even talk about, just because releases are top secret until they come out or until they're announced. But the manufacturing end of it comes so far in advance from when the record actually comes out. So it's been really cool to just do things on different levels, making records for friends, making records for bands that we love and are fans of, and just, good people that we've worked with for a very long time.
Yeah. How is the market for vinyl, considering how streaming has become so popular and accessible nowadays?
That is a good question. I feel like everything has changed quite a bit over the past handful of years, but there's something about the convenience with streaming where you can just take your phone out of your pocket and you can listen to literally any song that you want to. But then that song's over, you put your phone back in your pocket, or you get distracted by Instagram or Twitter or something else, and you kind of lose track of what you're listening to. So I think some of that streaming part, as great as it is for music discovery and really, just having that accessibility to songs. Like if you're with your friends and you're like, oh, have you heard this song yet? Cool. You pull it up on your phone and you have it instantly. But there's something about going to the record store, walking in, seeing everything there, flipping through the records, and, kind of being on the hunt, whether it's for a new record or something that you've been searching for a long time, flipping through used bins, big store, small store. There's something about that experience of finding something. And then, when you get home and it's the whole like unwrap it and take out the record and you open up the liner notes and you can read everything. And it's just a whole different experience before you even get to listen to the song. So is it the most convenient? No. Is it expensive? Yes. But it's also just, if you love music, it's just a different way to consume the music. Almost when you have more time, and you can focus on that music as a piece of art, as opposed to just like, I heard this song on TikTok or something like that. And that's kind of all you get out of it. Whereas, you buy a record, it's a whole process of, going to the store, finding it, going home, unwrapping it, setting up your turntable, listening to it, flipping it over to the other side, listening again. It's just one of those things where I was just talking to somebody earlier today about the convenience of it. And it's like, yeah, I don't do that every day necessarily, but on a weekend afternoon or a weekend morning where, I've got the time to do it, like that's just a fun, kind of a relaxing experience, and a really like fun way to consume the music, is in my opinion.
I noticed on the door that you're doing a panel tomorrow. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so as part of the festival this year, they're doing a number of panels for various areas of the music industry, and the one that we're doing tomorrow is about the future of vinyl, kind of where things are at now, where it's going. So what we're looking at is, what's the recording, mixing, mastering process like? Because that's a whole separate piece that doesn't get talked about enough. When you buy a record, there's so much that goes into it beforehand that has to be done properly, or you don't get a good sounding record. So there's a mastering engineer, recording engineer, mastering engineer on the panel. There's myself and someone from another pressing plant that'll be talking about the manufacturing end. And then there is Tree Dome Records out of Rochester. And they'll be talking about kind of the retail end of it. So once records are made and go into the retail space, how does that work? What does that look like? What are record sales like, trends like? Because once you get to that point, it all goes backwards and then starts over again, because you get, there's always new music coming out. And that's one thing that I always say to people is like, music's never going away. So even though streaming's been coming up so much over the last few years, so has vinyl. And we've even seen a little bit of a resurgence in CDs as well. The marketplace for that has changed quite a bit, but there's still so many independent artists who need CDs and are able to sell them and keep themselves afloat on the road when they're touring, things like that. So yeah, the panel should be good. I'm excited about it. It's the first year that they've been doing panels at this event. So I think there's 5 total, and everyone's got a really good topic and a really well-rounded group of people on each one. So I'm excited to sit in on them and go over, topics and learn from some of these other people as well, and share some knowledge that I can as well.
Well, we're excited too. Well, I think that's all we got. Thank you for being here, Brad.
Yeah.